Mhm.
Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Adam Vigil, who will fight on Tuff-N-Uff 147 August 23rd. Hello, Adam. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. And your next fight is actually a really, really big one. There was some things happen, and you have another opponent, and I think that is actually a better opponent than your previous
Absolutely.
one. So, so, so,
Absolutely.
so if you can tell me, what do you think about this fight and the switch of the opponents?
I absolutely love this fight. It's a fight that is actually the fight that I desire more than anything. He's a really talented fighter at a really good gym, so nothing but respect to the guy. The other opponent, I hope he's okay, injury or whatever happened. But this is the fight that I wanted, right? This is the fight that will catapult my career and give me the respect that I deserve. I've been putting in a lot of work for a lot of time, so I'm 11-1, waiting to get him into the UFC and get that world title as well. But this is the recognition that I need after I beat this opponent.
And of course, he was LFA champion. He fought in Bellator against even like Yoel Romero, so it's kind of
Yeah.
big things. And I think that the win over this kind of opponent and your winning streak can put you in the like really good position for next things.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're 11-1 right now with six finishes and five finishes being in the first round. This will be 12-1 with seven finishes. And nothing but respect to the guy, but I'm coming after him just to show where I'm at. You know what I mean? This is the best I've ever felt. They say that I'm 36 years old, and so that might be the reason why I'm not in the UFC yet. But I've never felt better in my entire life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So all around, this is the best I've ever felt. So I'm excited to show this and put a show on for the fans.
And if you can tell me why did you decide to change weight classes? Because like even last year you won a middleweight title, like prestigious one in Fury FC, and right now you will be fighting for the light heavyweight title. So if you can tell me what was the reason behind this change?
Man, that weight cut, I mean, some people don't know, but I cut from like 235, 240 pounds all the way down to 185. So that cut, I mean, it almost killed me. You know what I mean? But we've made some adjustments in my camp and my diet and my whole lifestyle to where my weight's actually down. So I'm really close to this weight. I don't have to cut much weight at all. I'm feeling stronger than I've ever felt, faster than I've ever been, all the way around. You know what I mean? Just my abilities have been heightened. And so I used to cut down to 185s, but that weight cut literally almost killed me. And people don't know, but except for my own fight camp, but it's nothing. I didn't enjoy the fight camps as much as I do now. You know what I mean? I'm able to work on some things. Before, when you're cutting down to 185 pounds, man, all you're worried about is the weight cut. Life's the quality of life is horrible. So for cutting weight, I don't recommend it for anybody. But we're excited to be at 205s and go in there, and it's a 5 round fight. So, and it gets a tough opponent. He's a wrestler, so he's going to be a durable opponent. And we're going to go in there and try to put it on him for 25 minutes. Of course, I don't get paid by the hour, so I'm gonna try to end this bad boy quick as I always do.
So it's kind of crazy that you cut so much of the weight because it's kind of crazy, like 40 or 50 pounds. It's like definitely not a healthy option.
Mm-mm. No, no, not at all. It was a little bit easier when I was younger, but and we got it down pat. I'm training with some of the best in the world, and we have the best nutritionists and all the things like that. But still, it takes a toll on you. And I want to be able to enjoy my career and enjoy my life. You know what I mean? So being able to fight at 205s has just been all around better for me. And my family really worries about me. My fight camp and my coaches really worry about me. So me being at 205 has been a blessing.
So on the paper, even if the fight will last like 25 minutes, it's probably will be much easier than 1 year ago when you fought as the middleweight for 25 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people don't know on that last, even on that last fight when I fought for the world title for Fury, I had to cut like I'd say 38 pounds or something like that within the last like week or two. And also I had two torn labrums. I tore my labrum 5 days before the fight on both of my legs. So I had to. I mean, the fight was kind of a different style of a fight, but people didn't realize what I was going through. You know what I mean? Two torn labrums, cutting that amount of weight, it just taxed on my body. You know what I mean? That's probably why I did tear my labrum 5 days before the fight because of all the stuff that was happening with my body. This time I'm healthy. You know what I mean? I'm ready to go. So this is if it goes into later rounds, we're ready, and it should be. I'm excited. I'm just excited all the way around.
And earlier this year you got a really good finish in LFA, so I think that it's also like really big thing. And also in your career you beat really good fighters, including I believe two Contender Series veteran. So I think that also this also like put you in this position that you are not just like regular regional fighter, but you on the top, and like with additional win you should get like a big chance.
I think so, yeah. So thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, we fought some of the best. You know what I mean? Nothing but respect to all those guys, man. Some of the best from across the world. LFA champions to Bellator fighters to PFL champions to UFC contender fighters. I mean, we're not taking any easy fights. These guys are tough. You know what I mean? We're trying to put them away too. And I'm not just trying to get my hand raised in this fight. I'm trying to make some noise. You know what I mean? And turn some eyes and show where I'm at.
And if you can tell me how overall your like journey with combat sports started, like did you have any previous background before your MMA career started?
Yeah, I mean, I started wrestling when I was 5 years old, and then we started boxing. I was kind of a knucklehead growing up. You know what I mean? That's why I have Unbreakable Ministries. And what our ministry does is we help people get sober. You know what I mean? I came from addiction. I came from homelessness. I came from mental health. You know what I mean? And those are some of the things that I struggled with. And fighting actually saved my life. It gets me emotional to talk about it because without fighting, I don't know where I'd be. But most importantly, without Jesus Christ, I don't know where I'd be. I gave my life to Jesus Christ. I got sober. And along the journey, you know what I mean? I started fighting when I was younger. And I was kind of in and out, you know, kind of getting in trouble and fighting. But, I stayed at it and stayed focused and started taking fighting seriously. Got in some trouble, facing a life sentence. And I kind of turned my life around. Thank God. Been sober for 4 years now. And now we have Unbreakable Ministries to where we're able to help people get sober, help people find housing, help people find hope and healing through those things, find Jesus Christ and further their lives and find healing no matter what it is. Unbreakable Ministries, that's what it is. We come in broken, right? As a broken men that we are, a broken men or women that we are, and we come out unbreakable. So I'm just honored to have this platform to speak about what Jesus has done in my life, as well as show people what you can do when you give your life over and you get sober. So you get sober and you give your life to the Lord. There's nothing the Lord can't do with you. So in this fight, this platform, the reason I have this platform is to do exactly that. Speak about what God's done with a knucklehead like me. He can do anything. So if you change your life and you dedicate and you put in the hard work, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
So probably going to the cage is like easier than like life's adversity because when you beat like this kind of big problems, going to the cage and even
Right.
getting hit, it's not a like big problem.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it well said. You know what I mean? Some of the giants that we face in life, it's like David versus Goliath, right? But some of those giants we face are those mental battles or the battles of life. So some of the things, I mean, we step into a cage and I have the opportunity to go in there and fight with somebody and be at the top level of my condition and bang with somebody that's doing the same thing, right? Representing their country, their homeland, and whoever their lineage and everybody like that. What an honor, right? And we're able to do those things. So anything that I face in the cage seems so small compared to the battles of life, right? And so when someone says like, "Man, you're a world champion," you know what I mean? But it's every last one of us that's beat addiction or mental health, they're all world champions. You know what I mean? And everybody has our own battles and our own fights. It's just how we respond to those and how do we act to those battles. And when we give our life to the Lord, every battle's won in Jesus' name.
And for this fight, if you can tell me who did you train with and how many weeks of the training camps did you have for this one?
Always, my home gym is Merck's BJJ and MMA. And that's with Justin Mercado, our coach over there, black belt from Hawaii, and love him to death. They're all family. We also train, and I had the honor to train with Justin Houghton with Pound for Pound Fitness. And they got some animals over there, some of the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? They have Neil Magny and all those guys over there. So, as well as I was able to train with uh, high altitude mixed martial arts. Some of those guys over there, when they're inspired with those guys, they got the best over there. I mean, you see Justin Gaethje, Corey Sandhagen, Drew Dober, Neil Magny, all those guys. I mean, Archie Kogan, all those guys over there. You know what I mean? And just amazing talent over there. And Cody Donovan, their coach, just nothing but love over there. High level mixed martial artists, and man, what an honor, you know what I mean, to train with some of those guys. But mostly my home gym is at because I'm in Colorado Springs and they're in Denver, so I try to get out there as much as possible. You know what I mean? Because I have the level that those guys are at, those coaches are at. It's just next level. Iron sharpens iron, so we're in there with the best to become the best, right? And some of those training sessions are some of the toughest fights ever. You go in there banged up, bruised up, you know what I mean? But those are the rounds that you need. So it's an honor to be in there. And then I have my home gym with Justin Mercado and all them with Merck's BJJ. And man, we're working every single day. You know what I mean? I got a good squad in there. So it's a blessing.
It's probably like good idea to mix like two approaches, like training your a little bit like smaller gyms with your coaches and sometimes going to spar with the like UFC fighters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, some of those guys, I'm usually the biggest guy in the gym, like, and especially, at my home gym. But man, when I go to pound for pound fitness or those other guys, I'm tiny compared to these guys. They're huge. I look tiny. But you go in there and you get those rounds with that level of fighters, and it makes you to become a better fighter. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing.
And you had your first amateur fight, I believe, in 2013. So it was like
Mhm.
a super long time ago. And
Yeah.
for that fight, how many like weeks or months did you have to like prepare or even train MMA?
Man, I wasn't taking it serious back then. I was a knucklehead, like I said. I definitely was training like a couple weeks at a time. I was training wrestling. You know what I mean. I was blessed with athletic talent. You know what I mean. The ability to fight naturally. I grew up on the streets fighting and stuff like that. But um, man, I wouldn't take it serious. You know what I mean. And the training camps would be like a week or 2 weeks. You know what I mean. Come in, come out, little hole in the wall gym, and I'd fight and I'd win sometimes. And you know what I mean. I think I was like 11-4 or something like that, and I had one draw. You know what I mean? My first, and most people don't realize this. I went in and I was 0-3-1. You know what I mean? So people think, oh, you're this world champion that's been winning this whole time. No, man, I was getting whooped because I didn't take the game serious. I didn't take life serious. You know what I mean? And so I came in with 0 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. You know what I mean? And then I started taking it serious and coming back and taking MMA serious. Started training hard and find a good fight camp and boxing camp and stuff like that. And then we went off to the races after that.
And do you ever think about going back to boxing for maybe one or two more bouts?
Absolutely. I love boxing. You know what I mean? We're with old school. I mean, we have so many talented boxers. In fact, here in like 2 hours, I'm about to go spar with a world champion boxer right now. And man, that's the heart of it. You know what I mean? There's crisp boxing and solid wrestling. I think you can do anything. And of course, I love Muay Thai because I love kicking people in the head. But you know what I mean? Boxing, I love to death. You know what I mean? So even after, and I've always thought about the bare knuckle fighting and the what's the boxing, dirty boxing, I think it is with Mike Perry. Yeah, I'm thinking about going there as well. So we're definitely I'm with first round management right now. And they're definitely, thinking about some bouts for me. So but right now we focus on the task at hand, and handling business on the 23rd. Going to the UFC, getting a world title there as well. But I definitely, bare knuckle boxing's in my future. I know that because that's where my heart's at, and it's just raw. I just love that more than anything. But boxing, I mean, I feel so good when I get in there and box. It's just a whole different art. It's a different world. It's a different chess match, and I love it.
And actually, I believe that like early next year there will be like big BKFC tournament. The winner will get 15 million. So it's
Yep.
kind of like super crazy money. And who knows? Maybe this will be some kind of chance for you because I think that even going to the first round of the 32 men tournament is like $100,000. So
Yeah.
so the money for like MMA world, it's like unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I'll be there. Trust me. I'll get there. And I'm looking forward to it, man. It's some of those talented fighters, but that's where I started was bare knuckle boxing and stuff like that. So and I love boxing more than anything. It's a beautiful art.
And of course, I think that like your time is now because of the fights that you've got. Because I think that when you get this win, you will be like 12-1. So it's like there should be a UFC opportunity for you. But if you like think about like light heavyweights in the UFC, do you have maybe one name that you would like to fight?
I want all of them. You know what I mean? And I might even, to be honest with you, the weight cut's going so good on this one. I might even cut back down to 185s. We're gonna play with it. We're gonna see, the task at hand, 205s. We're gonna have some fun in here. And then I might drop that back down to 185s, but I want to dial in my body and my health and make sure I'm not hurting my body and think longevity for my family and my kids and my ministry. And then we'll see. You know what I mean? God knows. I don't. But I mean, it's something that I am thinking about, and my team's not doesn't recommend it, and they're like, no, heck no, stay at 205s. But we're gonna see. You know what I mean? Because I feel great.
And overall, did you think about becoming like full-time coach, but coaching like maybe the UFC level of fighters? Do you have that? It will be also kind of your plan. Do you think about it?
Absolutely. 100%. So right now with Unbreakable Ministries, we just bought a church, Redemption Hill Church, but it's Unbreakable Ministries. So we're here to help out anybody. Mental health, like I say, and the mental health addicts, the homeless and all that. And inside that gym, our pillars are faith, family, and fitness. And inside that gym, we have 1,400 square foot BJJ wrestling mat space. We have 30 punching bags. We have a cage, a boxing ring. We have CrossFit. We have all the things inside one facility. And we want to bring in the best athletes across the world. And we have some of the best coaches. So we're going to bring in like some of the Olympic out here in Colorado Springs. We have the Olympic wrestling team, and we know the people from Denver, the UFC fighters. So yeah, absolutely. I love coaching, and just passing on to the next generation. You know what I mean? I know we have the ability to steward the things that we have, and it's been such a blessing. So we're bringing in some of the best talent, best coaches, and yeah, I'd love to coach at that level, 100%. First, go get these belts myself, and then coach whatever God has in store. Absolutely.
And I think that also that the about like going through tough times and addictions, this kind of things that sport
Yeah.
is like a crucial thing to beat
Yeah.
beat this adversities because it will help you. It can help you in so many ways. So
Yeah.
for people that have really tough times, it's they should do like any kind of sport, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something that happens. It's the rewiring of the brain. Like for addiction, I'll speak for myself. When I got sober and I started training, it helped. It was like a time lapse. I got to be able to be the best person that I could be in a shorter amount of time because of the physical things that I was doing. So, and talk about getting confidence and routine and knowing hard work and discipline and all those things you find in the physical abilities, which also relates to the mental and the cognitive benefits as well. So, um talk about holistic healing. It's a beautiful thing. Mind, body, and spirit, it's all within the physical realm, and giving your life to the Lord. So that's what we're here to give them. And some of the so I have a youth boxing program, right? A free boxing program for the kids. And so we bring them in, and they see free boxing. But what we're trying to do is bring them in to bring down those walls. So they're in for a boxing program, but we're here to build them up as men and women for the next generation, to help them be better adults and succeed, right? So they're not in the streets gangbanging, doing dope, or doing any of these things in the world that I grew up doing because I didn't have the opportunity. So we're here to save lives and change and create a better generation to come. And it's a beautiful opportunity. We had our kids fighting, and you just see, I don't want to get emotional, but we just see the kids that are just so happy when they do something. They put in the work and they do good things and they overcome those mental battles. They realize that, they're not to conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewal of their mind, of the person that they're called to be, and that masterpiece that God has called them to be. And it's amazing. You know what I mean? These guys are they're so happy. I was driving home the kids the other day. We had an event last Saturday and I had a group full of kids, and they were just so happy because of what they did, the work that they put in, and then the mental battles that they've overcame. And they're realizing that they're meant for more. And it's just what an opportunity to do that for the kids, the next generation, for all of us, for adults, breaking generational curses and just finding hope. You know what I mean? Finding success, finding joy, finding what it is that God has called them to be.
So probably when you go to the cage, it's also like a kind of additional motivation for you, right?
Oh yeah.
Like having all of these people and be some kind of like example that you can beat tough moments.
Oh man, I mean, that's an understatement for sure. You know what I mean? When I get in there, I know, and I feel it feels like sometimes the pressure of all the people that stand behind me, but what an opportunity, right? To go in there and put on a show for my people, right? And they love me and support me because of the things that we're doing, right? And it's just when I go in there, I'm gonna go have some fun. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that I'm standing up and gonna put on a show for my people, right? For everybody that has ever believed in me, and even the people that haven't, you know what I mean? Show them there's hope no matter what. And we're gonna go in there, we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna bring home that belt. Promise you that.
Yes, and definitely the second belt on other shoulder would look
Yeah.
great, better than one.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And then two different divisions, belt at 185s and a belt at 205. And that's another reason why I went to 205s, just because, you know what I mean? I just want to belt at another weight and why not, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and definitely the fight would be great, tough opponent. But I think that
Yeah.
sometimes, or even often, when you have like the best opponent, you can show the best version of yourself too.
Yes, well said. Yeah, and so this allows me, I mean, I love to test myself in all aspects of life. And this, much respect to the other opponent, but beating Joel really didn't. I didn't see that. I didn't have that fire like I do right now. You know what I mean? This guy is a true opponent, a true fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's one heck of a wrestler out here, and I know I've seen his accolades, and man, much respect to him. You know what I mean? The way he fights and gets out there and grinds out a fight, and he's with the top level competition, fighting with Yoel Romero, beating some of the best in the world on the best platforms in the world. This is the fight that I want. This is the fight that I love to have, and to be able to win in this fight is something I look forward to doing.
Okay, Adam. So many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that in just a week you will win this fight. You will get another belt, and I hope that maybe even this year the UFC can give you some kind of opportunity, maybe like contender series, maybe short notice fight. But I hope that fight after this will be on the big show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready for anything. Short notice, long notice. I mean, we're keeping our weight close to 205s. They want to call me for 205s. They want me to drop down to 185s. I'll make it happen. I'm going to stay ready 100%. So if contender wants me, I'm ready to go. If UFC wants me for any fight for anybody, I'm ready to go 100%.